When I hear about strangers, I see them as people that I don't know and also would never meet. But this movie made me see strangers in a different light. Strangers is a movie that was released since April of 2022, but it just got to Netflix. Why am I just seeing this movie? Because this is a masterpiece. But anyway, Strangers is a movie about a boy from a village who suffered from a disease, but because of whatever thing that they believe, they were depending on Eastern medicine instead of Western medicine. The boy really suffered a lot, but he was helped by strangers, hence the name of the movie, Strangers. The movie opened up to the year 2001 and they lived in a village called Ireti, and most times people in this village don't go to school, hence they don't know how to read or write. But anyway, he woke up his sister to tell her about a bizarre dream that he had, and she kept on asking, "Did you die in the dream?" Like, auntie, why do you have to ask that kind of question?
For what? Why?
I just love the narration as well as the narrator's voice. It really fits in well with the background music.
I was in my 11th year, living in a small hut in a deep jungle called Ireti. My father had died few months back, leaving my mother to cater for her 2 children and an unborn child.
His grandfather is only good with doctor he knows, who does good charm for people. No, we have good and we have bad. And then he decided that, okay, I want to be like my grandfather. I'm very sure he did not even think that any of these things that happened to him in the movie will actually happen to him. But let's continue. Something drastic actually happened. He went to play with his friends in the river, and then he got back that night and started itching his right leg. This itch actually just started at a mere insect bite, but then it was more than an insect bite. His grandfather played his part by giving him all sorts of medicine, but nothing is happening to it. It was not healing. Like I said, they have no formal education and they had no idea what was wrong with Ade. The mother went into labor and had a baby boy, which she named Maiwa. Fortunately for them, the pastor of the village came around and he saw Ade and he promised to come along with the professionals that were coming for the medical outreach. I just found it funny how she was pronouncing Johnson.
JC.
The doctors arrived at Ade's house and concluded that he has to be treated in Lagos because what they are saying is bigger than just a mere paracetamol or mere Panadol. I just love how the Pastor Johnson was interpreting for them. They didn't say that, they didn't know how it was actually very funny. I'm not making fun of him, but it was just so funny.
She said she didn't know how it starts. That it starts swelling first. Then he now start removing pus. Yes.
And the French language from Mrs. Macaulay. No, French is a sexy language and nobody can tell me otherwise. Future husband, please learn French, I beg. Thank you so much in advance. Fortunately for Ade, Mrs. Macaulay wrote a letter about the outreach to her hometown, and a woman called Mrs. Kylie was more than ready to help the dying poor African boy. And her French, oui.
Souviens-tu de l'email que j'avais envoyé à nos partenaires la semaine passée?
The fees are going to be paid, which means it can be taken care of properly at the hospital. You know that there must be one family member that, I don't know, is just so negative and the screwing both in their head have gotten loose, and this is the negative one. She was just shouting, and then I realized that the mother's name is Toyin. This is the second time as somebody in a movie playing my name again. Well, aside from Toyin Tomato that everybody knows about, yeah. But this is actually the second time that somebody's actually being my name in a movie. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for using my name.
I feel so fulfilled and excited.
Anyway, Abigails Shout was just for fun as they journeyed to Lagos. But can we clap for the older sister who took it up in her power to take care of her younger brother? And also, this shows the love of a mother because mothers can go extra lengths with their children. And this is why they say a mother's love cannot be phantom. Like, a mother's love is special. Seeing her journey through carrying her boy up and down in the bus. They got to Lagos, but can we please appreciate the scenery and how the video editor made it look like as if it was really 2001. And also the dressing too. Okay, the treatment began and then they found out that he was suffering from ulcer. This nurse Tokwe is like our typical Nigerian nurse, very aggressive people. This thing got me laughing, like, why did she touch his cheek? I was like, oh, cute. Like, auntie, why did you touch his cheek? Is he a baby to you? Does it look like a doll? But anyway, the doctors feared that it would not work again. But I just love how they were informative about the disease.
Chronic ulcer is a microbacterial skin disease. And this is caused by the Mycobacterium ulcerina. It is the third most common, disease after leprosy and tuberculosis.
How does one contact this disease?
Well, reports have shown that one can contract disease by swimming in or waddling through the river or being bitten by the insects beside the river.
He got to the hospital mid-November of 2001 and the surgery didn't take place until August of 2002 because he has to eat to get some weight because he's malnourished for the surgery to be successful. But anyway, he was finally discharged December of 2003. That's like after 2.5 years. Then he was finally okay. See, people can be too mouthed. Was it not this Auntie Abigail that was shouting that the boy shouldn't go anywhere? Now that the boy is back and the boy is healed, she's all full of smiles and lies. And people like Auntie Abigail, they really need to be avoided. Years passed by and these people who helped him to work again also wanted to send him to school, which is like a blessing. Baba did not want to go to school. He did not want to go to school because of was thinking about his age and his physique and everything, thinking that the book would not enter his head. But he later went because of a talk here with his grandfather because his grandfather also wants him to be a better person for himself. And in the village, a lot of opportunities like that for children. Like people will easily just take it, but he does not want. But he later went because of a talk with his grandfather. He was enrolled to primary 4, but Baba knows that he has to go back to the beginning, which is primary 1. Because it was not even understanding the meaning of clause they were saying. So he had to go back to learn the 2 times table, 3 times table and all that. But I just love how people were ready to teach him and help him. For example, the spaghetti scene, teaching him how to eat his spaghetti. Naomi also teaching him the letters. Like, it's actually really nice to see people who are ready to help you without making fun of you. And you see this girl that gave up her seat for him. There is more to come about Busayo. He survived through primary school and was sent to a boarding school for his secondary school education alongside Ibrahim, the friend he met at the hospital. Tragedy struck again when Mrs. Kylie died, but she has willed some certain amount of money to just see him through his education. Fast forward to July of 2012, he emerged as the best student of his school and had plans to study medicine. You know, after going through school, wanting a better life, and the one person you are doing it for suddenly passed away, the woman who ensured that you got healed, she stayed with you for good 2 years to ensure that you could work again and risked everything to get to Lagos. It's quite painful to watch. It was really quite painful to watch that the one person you're actually doing it for didn't live long enough to enjoy the fruits of her labor. November of 2013, he started school at the University of Ibadan. Yes, I know how UI looks like. Remember I said that Busai was coming back? Yes, she did, and she is so fine.
Adetola, right?
Yes. Who is asking?
I am Busayo. Busayo Awolowo
From CGA Primary School.
Yes.
Oh my God.
In life, you need a good woman, someone who will support you. His fees were being delayed, but Busaya was willing to help him. As a woman, I will not even be happy to see my man working at a canteen because of his fees. Like, I will one way or the other try to help him with his fees. They had the exam and Busaya passed, but he failed woefully. And this is actually not the first time he's failing. This is the second time that he's failing. I get that feeling that when you fail once and then you fail again, and you feel the whole world come crashing down. But you shouldn't push some certain people away from your life. People who are there to support you, people who are there to help you. You shouldn't push them away from your life. He decided to go back to the village where he was coming from and not go back to school again. His sister noticed he was withdrawn and his attitude was not even given. But then she does not really know how to ask Adi was wrong because Adi has this stubbornness in him. Busai decided to take it upon herself to comfort and bring him back as a geologist. Can we just appreciate this clip? See how the rock is. Anyway, I'm not talking about geology here, but in southwest Nigeria, this is a natural occurrence. Busai Yoruba is like all these people that have lived long in Lagos and just started saying Yoruba at the later stage in life, just like him. And Yoruba is bad. Nobody should even come for me. Busai met with Adi's older sister and told her about it, and she took her to him. But Baba was still seeing himself as a failure. And he felt like she couldn't do anything again. And the sister was like, let's leave him alone because he's actually very stubborn. It is what he wants to do that he will do. They both left him alone, and that was when he saw a boy with a similar predicament that he had when he was younger, and he tried to stop them because what they are doing is not going to work for this boy. The charm, the incantations and all that, even the chicken. He said, go and eat your chicken in your house because this boy, what he needs is hospital care. And this was a sign for him to go back to school, which he did. Baba read like no tomorrow to the fact that he was in a trance, and all what his mother was explaining to him in the trance in English was exactly the exam questions.
Hey, does the exam look like a joke to you?
No, sir.
And he passed greatly. But there was a statement Busayo made, and I was like,
Did you think I was going to marry you only if you're going to become a medical doctor? Ade, I was going to marry you even if you're going to become a bus conductor.
Again, our boy was the overall best writing student, and I felt emotional for this one because I'm also one from the university. He decided to go back to the hospital who helped him and began work there in order to give back what they gave him, which is life. Because with his first class degree, he can actually work at a very prestigious, like big, large hospital where he will be earning millions. But then he decided to go back to the hospital that helped him because he wants to give back too, which is really, really nice. The movie ended with the present day and Ade reminiscing about the past and a heavily pregnant Busayo. Yes, they got married, obviously. So I'm going to give my ratings as well as the reason and also the lessons that have been learned from the movie. But at first, let me give my ratings. I'll give this movie a 9 out of 10. I know it is really high coming from me, but these are my reasons. Number 1, the storyline was very emotional, and also because there are lessons to be learned. How a young boy from the village who did not know how to read or write was able to go to school and become a medical doctor. That is something. And also there were strangers who were ready to help him, because the storyline was actually like quite, these are the things that happen in our day-to-day life. A young someone can just go for all this outreach, and then a particular person will just attract your attention, gain your attention, and you want to help him at all costs. You'll be donating money for the person to see the person through school. So this is actually like based on true events according to what the movie is. The movie is actually based on true events. 2, color grading for this movie too was also on point, because I have to give it to the video editor because I am also a video editor, and this is what I look out. You're having scenes or you're having like years showing 2001, 2002, 2003, you must give us that scenery. The color grading must be looking like vintage, old, yellowish kind of those kind of days, because that's kind of color grading they use those days. And then looking at 2016, 2019, the color grading changed to the modern style that we're using now. And this is not something you see in every movie. 3, the attention to details. The dressing, they ensure that people do not wear off dressing. 2001, don't wear a new design of a Nigerian jersey. Also, how the exam scores were being checked, like how they were being pasted, they showed each courses. And I think that's how they do in most universities and polytechnics. And also, to the point of the certificate having a UI logo on it. Biodun Stevens actually paid attention to details, and I really like him for that. And these are the lessons learned. Never give up. If you fail, try again. So this movie is just telling you, aim for your goal. Don't give up. You fail the first time, fail the second time, fail the third time, keep doing it. You get to a point that you will succeed. And also, help people in ways that you can. Really, help people in ways that you can. I actually hope you enjoyed this review. My voice is quite calm for this review because of it is an emotional movie. So it's not like Shantytown or Far From Home that was all of energy and vibes. So this is a calm one. So please guys, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and share this video and like and comment, and I'll be seeing you guys in another review. And I'm sure the review I'm going to do is going to be a banger. But anyway guys, thank you guys, and see you guys in another review. Bye.